Hi and welcome to another video blog from CatSpace. I'm Reza and today I'm going to show you how you can create a design library feature. I've got a part from which I've prepared from before, and it has got a cut feature, extruded cut feature, with these dimensions, with this specific geometry, and I want to add it to the feature library. First thing I'm going to do is under the design library, I'm going to add a location for my customized feature. I have already called it library feature. This can be anywhere in your local hard drive. So I hit OK and it creates a library design. Under the design library, it gives me a folder called library feature. Now I want to add another customized folder and call it custom cuts, because the extruded cut features are going to be under this folder. Now I can drag this feature, which is called keycut, to here under my design library, and it just asks me about the feature which is called keycut from before and the name of this library feature. If I hit OK, as you can see, there's gonna be a feature here called keycut with SLDFP, which is SolidWorks feature library part. If I double click on that, you can see this file is opened. Now under the feature manager tree, you can see the symbol of the design library up there, and also the library feature part symbol next to keycut. So in here there's another change, which are two folders here, dimensions and references. Under references, I've got the plane, which is this feature is applied on, two edges as the references, and all the dimensions which is like renamed by me from before. I've got two other folders under dimensions, which are locating dimensions and internal dimensions. So if I put any of these dimensions on their internal dimensions, I'm not going to be able to modify or change them when I insert this feature to another part. So this half of the width, which is like related to the width of my cut, I can put it in the internal one, and also I don't want to change the radius of my cuts. I put these two in the internal one. And now the locating dimensions, if I put any of the dimensions under locating dimensions, I can whenever I insert this feature, it's gonna ask me about these locating dimensions and what number they should be or what value they should get. So these two important ones, which are the distance from the bottom edge, the distance from the left edge, I can put it in the locating dimensions, and I can leave them be. So if I need them, I can override them later on. So if I hit save now, this feature is saved. I can close these two parts now, and now I want to open another part, like a customized part there, add the keycut feature over there. It's gonna ask me about the two references, first edge and second edge. As you can see, there's gonna be a window pops up, ask for the reference edge. I can give this reference as this edge and the bottom edge is this one. Now two references are defined. As you can see, the locating dimensions are here, so it's now 12.02. I can make it 15, or for the distance from bottom I can make it 20, so it changes. And the other thing I want to show you now is that I can add different configurations to this customized keycut. So if I go here and click on that, click on my feature, and if I right click on there and say configure dimensions, as you can see the modified configurations, if I want to add the rest of the dimensions which I want to modify or add configuration to, I can select, for instance, the depth, the width, and I've already got the height, the distance from the bottom, and the distance from the left, which I don't think is necessary, because it's with these three and the radius, of course, I can define the geometry of my feature. I can create different features over there. Say the height is 25 for the default one, so I can make 30 by say 40 by say 5 radius, and the depth would be 5. So another feature I can make is like make 40 maybe, 25, 5, and 15. And then I can make another one, for instance, say 35, 30, 10, and 10. I can change this value very easily by putting tab. Now the rest of them the same. So I'm creating 3 different configurations other than the default one. Now if I hit OK now, I'm gonna have 3 different configurations, you can see, for my custom cut. I can save this one, go back to my part, my customized part. I want to insert this feature again, so I drag it in. So it asks me which configuration would you like it to be. So for the first one, if I choose the same as before, it asks for the reference. I give this reference and this reference, and now I can change the configurations, which are the geometry of my part. And same as before, I can modify the distance from the bottom, distance from the edge. If I expand this one, so this is how. And the other sizes which were not in the locating dimensions, I can also override them, and it actually creates a custom configuration, but it wouldn't save on the feature, so it wouldn't come under the feature, and you can override it for this specific part for when you insert this feature. So if I want to change this to 15, maybe the depth is going to change, the width I can customize it, and the height I can customize it again and override it. And if I hit OK, the feature is going to be on the custom configuration as it says here. Hope it's useful for you. Thank you for your time.